5, we have
Graham crackers.
random camera explosions happening.
Random camera explosions are the key to victory. So, for the next discussion, we're going to have CJ reach into the bag and pick the next anime. CJ, if you could please reach into the bag. And what did you get?
And we got Tokyo Ghouls.
Tokyo Ghouls!
Very good one.
That is actually a really good one. I like that one a lot. Alright, the summary for Tokyo Ghouls. Jose, if you could read it, please. Someone's got graham cracker in their mouth.
Well, Tokyo Ghouls is about ghouls killing people in Japan. They're kind of almost like a zombies or a demon type of people, you can say. And a high school boy named Kaneki becomes half ghoul after some certain circumstances.
Demons are portrayed as their own race. They go more into the lore further into the story about individuals being born who weren't full ghouls. But in this case, we're going to go over the whole span of the show, including the story and all the characters and everything. But for the summary itself, it's very easy just to say that it follows the main character who inherits the powers of a ghoul through a series of unfortunate events.
Very spooky, scary.
Very spooky, very scary. Alright, now if we could have everyone put the cards on their laps, we could pick what number we believe to describe the anime. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Not so fast. Jose. You're out of here! You're out of here! Alright, you can put your numbers up on the desk, please. Alright, let's see what everyone gave it. A 4, a 4, a 5, a 3, and a 4. Alright, we're going to start with CJ since he gave it a 3. CJ, why did you give Tokyo Ghouls a 3?
I thought it was good, but it just wasn't a must-watch.
Wasn't a must-watch. Wasn't a must-watch. Was there anything you disliked about the show? Or was there anything that you enjoyed about it? Was it just kind of run-of-the-mill?
I guess I have to see how the story progresses later on.
See how the story progresses
I'm pretty
later on.
mutual on it.
Pretty mutual. Alright. Or pretty even, yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Alright. For me, I gave it a 4. I think it's a very cool show. I'm very excited to see where they'll take the story, just like CJ said. I think that the characters are really well made. I think that the emotion shown in the show is very good. In the versions that I've seen, the gore is blacked out. I don't know if that happens all the time, but it makes
Where
it...
we stream it, it's censored
Where we
for
stream
some
it's censored
of the gore.
for some of the gore. So it's still a fantastic show. The fighting and the story is very strong. The characters, like I said, are very cool because they're all individuals that are just kind of getting along in this different world that kind of coexists with humanity, and the main character just kind of gets dragged into it, and it's scary, but it's cool. It's definitely a very neat mix of many genres.
Alright, on my end, a little less detailed, very much less detailed explanation. But there's action, there's gore, this is just a bunch of badassery. I love it.
Good
Well,
show. Yeah, you gave it a 5. Yeah,
Well,
you better go.
Yeah, I feel like I disagree with CJ, and I feel like this show is a must-watch. Because it pushes the limits of what animes tend to not like to exceed. They're not afraid to get really gory and to like overexpress the emotions, and I feel like that makes it a really powerful and human, I guess like a human
Powerful indeed.
a piece of work, because like there are scenes where like you'll really be like, oh, that's pretty bad, you know, and it just like makes it more impactful, I feel.
Like Remel was saying, like the level of, I guess, kind of like the horror and violence that they take it to is more. Usually anime doesn't go that far, where it's more in the manga where you see that kind of extreme violence and things, and it's on that level with a lot of like the horror manga, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I love it.
I haven't seen the source material, but I think for someone who's seen it, I bet it's probably neat to see that trend.
Yeah, I haven't seen the manga, but just in general, the manga is usually more graphic
Yeah,
than the
usually,
anime.
definitely.
And this seems to be on par with something like that.
Yeah, it seems like they're really going for the gory aspect of it.
Austin.
I just want to say one thing before is I kind of disagree with the part of like you don't see the gore thing too often, which I know what you guys are coming from, but as I've seen a ton of anime, all I have to say is ending of Berserker. If you know what I'm talking about,
There's always exceptions.
you understand.
Yeah.
So, and another one is like, like Attack on Titan has its gory moments and it's really graphic, and I could keep going on and on, but I'll stop there. So I give it a 4 because I'm not usually a fan of a ton of gore or any type of horror genres, but I'm getting more into them as I've been watching them. This one particularly interests me just because the main character, acquires a power in the first episode. I don't know how well he uses it as the story progresses, but I think that it's really interesting. It's kind of like, it's a different story plot, but it's similar to Attack on Titan, if you've seen it, where he gains a power that allows him to defeat enemies that were thought to be basically close to untouchable. So
It's kind of crazy too, because when you say untouchable, they're almost not even noticed. I mean, they have to coincide with humanity to exist.
right.
And no spoilers, but the main character runs into plenty of people who are ghouls that he originally saw like very early in the series that he didn't know. They just thought were regular people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I gave it a 4. I don't think it's fantastic, but I do think it's good, and I'm going to keep watching it, and it might even go up if I get really into it as
Very
it goes.
cool. Yeah. That's Tokyo Ghouls, yeah. I mean, overall, a 5, 3 4s, and a 3. Probably a lower, like a 4.2, 4.3.
Yeah, I'd say
4 pretty good.
Right around that. It's a pretty good rating, definitely. I don't disagree at all. All right, next.